Welcome back everybody to part 2 of the more advanced steam boiler. In this picture. So, last lesson we built a grate for the coal machine down here, so it's like over here, and then the furnace. However, in our model picture that I gave out last lesson, you will notice that we still have this part, which we haven't built yet. And we need to build yeah, and basically we're going to complete everything in this lesson, and then we're going to finish up the whole model in the following lessons. So first things first, what do you think this is for? I'm going to put both images. What do you think these are for? Hold your guesses, because that's code, our code. So the class is going to be called connector panel. So this is going to connect allow the heat and stuff to go down through here. Connector panels builds both the top connector panel and the vertical wall. Constructor only takes a center position, and dimensions and offsets are defined as fields with defaults. And you'll figure out what these mean in a second. The first, initiation, self, center. I like all the other things we did. Self dot center is vector center. Default dimensions, so fields with defaults, is furnace depth. The width is grate width, so we really don't need any new global parameters to use this, because everything has a size relative to the other parts. And then the wall thickness, we're just going to make 0.1. Okay, now let's define the build. The parameters of self, obviously, but also grate top Z. So the top of this grate that we put in earlier. So top connector panel is top center is vector self dot center dot x, self dot center dot y, self dot center dot z, plus self height divided by 2.0 to get the actual height, because the top connector panel is like here, and then the z is the midpoint. So the self center, and then plus half the height divided by 2.0 to get the middle. Connector is, we use the geometry box function. The name is furnace top. I spelled furnace wrong. Top connection, and self depth, self width, and self.wall thickness are going to be the size parameters. And then top wall is going to be the top centers because we don't want to put everything over here, so we just define it over there. And also helps us visualize the thing more. This helps us understand more. So that's building the first thing. For the second thing, the side wall over here, we need more variables than we did up there. Side wall. So first, let's define bottom z as great, top z, and then half h as self.height times 0.5. So half of the height is the height of this times 0.5, right? Wall bottom z is equal to bottom z plus half of height. Oh yeah, because the self height is this, and then this is half the height. So then bottom z plus half the height will get you over here. Wall top z is just wall bottom z plus half the height, which is all of the wall. Wall center z is equal to wall top z plus wall bottom z. Divide that by 2. And you may get confused, so just know that the bottom of this is half of h. Like the whole height is half h, and this to the z level 0 is half of h, and then the midpoint of the middle z over here. So this orange dot is wall center z. Wall center x is just self.center.x, and then center y is self.center.y. Divided by plus self with divided by 2, because the y, you can see the x is aligned, but the y is not, like, perfectly as it should be. So we have to shift that using plus self with divided by 2.0. And then let's use geometry box. We call it wall steam furnace. I spelled it right this time, but I didn't capitalize it, and I accidentally used to read the whole thing. Furnace. Self depth, self wall thickness, half h, wall center x, wall center y, and then wall center z. Then return both of these things. Okay, now let's start coding our next class, which is to activate everything. It's like the procedure. So it's going to be called main, and it's going to run everything. So first, we use the clear scene that we defined for the geometry class. Then let's build everything. So first, greet. And we use the great class. The center is going to be the the X and Y is going to be the same thing as the furnace, because it's like right below it. Furnace X. And I'm spelling it right this time. Furnace right Y, and then the last negative slot, height divided by 2. The slots is grade dot build. Furnace around the grate. Furnace is the center XY, the same as furnace X, furnace Y. Furnace parts, furnace top Z, and the furnace top build, grate dot top Z. And the connector panels, single class builds connector and wall. So it's a single class, builds both the connector and this wall. So panels is connector panels. Center is furnace.fx, furnace.fr plus furnace.width, furnace.fc. Connector object, wall object is panels.build grate.top Z. So yeah, we've built everything and we finished with our main function. And all you need to do now is just if underscore name is equal to underscore main underscore then main, so then we use main to run it. And we also have to fix our errors like not closing parentheses and not adding equal signs. Okay, but we fixed everything. Let's go to modeling to check out what we have so far. Wow, looks good, right? And this is just the beginning. We're going to build a lot more stuff around this, but that's for another lesson. So for now, bye.